I know Macy's Memorial. It's dedicated to capitalism and your credit card. And I can tell you, they're pumping and rolling. But Macy's is downsizing as a corporation. They expanded too fast, which created a rubber band effect. And that, sometimes you got to expand not too fast. You know? They're competing now with Amazon. And what they have to do, they have to create online, they have to encourage people to shop through them online. Same thing that happened with the Bridge. This will be on your right hand side, it's going to say East Potomac Park. So as you see it snap through there, it'll get us right to the Jefferson. Same thing that happened with the video stores. Blockbuster's gone. When those red boxes started popping up, they should have immediately created their own Blockbuster boxes where all over the place where you can go and get them from there. They didn't, and they're gone. Best Buy struggling. People go into Best Buy and they use that as a showroom to kind of compare the products, and then they order them online and get them cheaper. Circuit City. I just got into online shopping 2 years ago. Just got into it. My sister's been doing it for years. She's always ordering. She always has boxes coming to the house all the time. And she's like, "You were wasting your time at that mall." But I'm very tangible. I like to touch things, and I say, okay, because I don't like to send things back. Right. That's my thing. I don't like to send anything back. But when you start getting those magnificent deals, you'll change. Here we go. There it is. Look to the left. There's a big house up on the hill there, through the trees. That's the Arlington House. That's the former home of General Lee. If you scan your eye to the left of that, all the way over, right there, that's the Tomb of the Unknown. So the white structure with columns in front of it. Yeah. To the right. Yeah. To the left of the Arlington House, it's right there. I'm still looking at it. That's where the Tomb of the Unknown is. That's where that soldier's walking 21 steps, pausing the 21 seconds. 21 steps in honor of our highest military salute, 21 gun salute. They do everything around the number 21 because it's our highest military salute that we have. There it is. If you are interested in seeing the two of those, Arlington's in my top 5, by the way. And the last thing in my top 5 is Mount Vernon, George Washington State. It's exactly 17 miles south of the Washington Monument, along the George Washington Memorial Parkway, which is named in honor of George Washington. When you get to the very end of the parkway, you're at Mount Vernon. You don't actually have to make any turns. Once you get on the parkway, you just drive straight. And when it runs out, you're at Mount Vernon. That's it. You're talking about a 400-plus acre estate, which is where our first president, George Washington, resided. That's where he's buried. Martha Washington's there. They have a slave memorial there. George Washington freed every slave he had when it was a promise that he made, and he was trying to set a standard that everybody would do when he left office. When he passed away, he freed all the slaves. So they have a big slave memorial there also. And there's actually 2 burial sites. He was originally interred in the original family burial site and the left. He was originally interred in the family burial spot, and then when Martha Washington died, a few years after, they would construct what they considered a more fitting memorial for them. And so they're now separate. You can tour the mansion. That's definitely something in my top 5, but you have to go through the research center in the museum to really get the full experience of Mount Vernon. And most people there are dressed in time period, appropriate clothing and things like that. So it's really neat. I really enjoyed the grist mill and the distillery. You go there, George Washington was making a lot of whiskey. And all types of things. And they still are using the original recipe that he used to produce the same things in the same little distillery that he used with the original process. And you take that part of the tour, which is about an hour in length, and at the conclusion of that part of the tour, guess where you end up? It's a gift shop where you got to buy some of their whiskey. Or at least even the maple syrup, they're still producing their own maple syrup down there. Oh, here's my steak. Look at that.
Nice.
You want to see my yacht? The big one. This was a massive undertaking, massive project. They've been working on this for 3 years. And they build fast. So this is a 3-year project. They were working and rocking and rolling. but they're actually behind their schedule. They were supposed to open and dedicate before Memorial Day in May, so they did that opening a few days ago. Wednesday, they did the formal dedication. Hotels, condos, restaurants, apartments, retail space, movie theater, you name it, it's over there. So we're going to visit President Jefferson's memorial in just a moment. Earlier, when we were driving past over the highway going over into Virginia, I had mentioned that President Jefferson, I often refer to him as the 1-2-3 president. He was the first Secretary of State, the second Vice President, the third U.S. President. He was also the founder of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, an accomplished what they call amateur architect. He was a bit of an inventor. He invented the wire coat hanger, swivel chair, the automatic door, the very first steel plow, the dumbwaiter, amongst many other things. He wrote the Declaration of Independence. He was 33 when he did that, and the Virginia Statute of Religious Freedom, which are both described on the walls inside the memorial. Quite a few of his famous quotes. The exterior of the memorial, designed to resemble his home, Monticello, which is in Virginia, which he also designed. The groundbreaking ceremony took place in 1938. A year later, they laid the cornerstone. That was President Franklin Roosevelt in 1939. And because the statue of President Jefferson faces directly towards the south side of the White House, it's been said that every president will have a founding father, Thomas Jefferson, watching over their shoulders. President Jefferson doubled the size of the country with the